A lot of times what happens with a woman in pregnancy is that she loses trust in the man. Like she loses that. Somewhere in that 9 month period, he's either shown or she just having doubts. Because if you really trust a person or you know what I'm saying, your mate,
A lot of times it's not planned to trust him. You
I
don't
get
know.
it. I get that. But the reality of it is that you got this far. There's got to be some trust somewhere. You see what I'm saying? There's got to be some faith somewhere in that individual that, hey, they going to look after you, man or woman. It's got to be that. So when you get to that point, it's like, and then you just automatically just lose it. And it's like, now you all of a sudden want to do everything on your own. Like, what happened? Where did the doubt come in at? Where did he showed me something?
When no. They're playing, because you trust somebody you're dating for romance and the world, the whole dating thing. But when you had to get pregnant and now you got to figure out what type of mom you finna be, what type of dad you finna be, what about work, what about home. When you start thinking about it, your plan changed. So when that whole plan in her mind changes, it's almost like I got to make all of these decisions, all these plans, which he do too. But without that being a plan, it's almost like because of you.
But that's also isolate that man. So you got to understand from a man's standpoint how that makes that man feel. You've isolated him.
He feel the exact same way. In his own way, he gonna feel trapped. He gonna feel like he got a whole life to plan. And am I ready or not? She's coming to the same conclusions. It's just you put the fucking baby in.
But the reality of that's not the point. Where I'm going is that in the process of that 9 months. Oh yeah, what up, y'all? Man, am I black or am I the beast today? I'm the beast.
I'm black.
We had a conversation.
Sexy Lexi.
We had
baby. Sexy Lexi. Bad bitch Brenda.
So we was having an off-camera conversation. Please pardon my attire. I just got through working out. I and a shirt on though. Y'all just don't see it. But we was having a conversation about just pregnancy. And how to process and go through it. But I think we on two totally different sides. I'm looking at it from 9 months. In the process of 9 months, let's just say the first trimester was great. Then the second trimester, let's just say one of those people just start having doubts. So they start acting distant. I'm trying to figure out, how did you lose it? What did one of those people do to make you say, oh no, I'm doing this by myself? And
just like the decision I was just telling you, the odds you're coming to. And now my plan is this. And your plan may fit or may not fit. But could you help me with this plan? And if the answer is nowhere, somewhere, anywhere, that's where you become the problem. It's like, I can't trust you to take care of me and this baby like this, although you done gave it to me. And it's now our responsibility. You can't provide this life I done magically made up in my head of what I have to do for a kid. You gonna come up with your own thing. If it don't match, now y'all have to plan that too, that alternative. If my plan I have envisioned for my kid isn't his plan, am I okay with co-parenting? You almost got to consider all of that up front, because those are odds.
So if you've considered all of that up front, then
and it's not like
what changed?
Whatever,
because something happened. Whatever couldn't fit, or maybe I did something. Or maybe you did something, and it made me look at you differently. Because that's what I'm thinking. That's more so
like, dang, I'm gonna have a baby looking like you.
No.
Dang. It could be any. I'm just saying, it could be anything that make a woman be like, I didn't plan to get pregnant by you. I was having a good time. You sexy and all, but I was not planning to get pregnant. And now that I am pregnant, can we coexist together? Probably hell no, not longer than 3 days. Can we financially be good together? Nah, that nigga don't have no job. Am I gonna let him move in with me? No, I'm probably not gonna do that either. So those doubts, it's like I didn't have a plan for a baby.
But that's specifically
just unplanned pregnancy. That's an unplanned pregnancy, you know.
Unplanned pregnancy, but it's also some of those things you don't have to decide. There's nothing wrong with being in two separate households.
It's not
raising a kid,
but that needs to be acknowledged up front. Like,
absolutely,
we have a baby now. What is our odds? What are we looking at? you know, and that's not talked about. It's just worked through. You work through it your way, the girl worked through it her way, and okay, we beefing, we butting heads. Now we're gonna figure out how to co-parent and go on. But you got pregnant and you had options right there.
True.
Now you don't.
Mm.
Roe versus.
All right. So enough of that. Enough of that. Today was open discussion.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Open discussion.
Yeah.
Y'all can log in, chime in, I guess I should say. Give us something to talk about, but we got some things to talk about, of course. But y'all can definitely give us something to talk about. Please don't ask me about my shirt. It's a brand new shirt. It just came out. Don't ask me about that.
Hot off the press.
Hot off the press. It's called Skin. Y'all need to go cop y'all something. But we're gonna have fun today and talk about some things. Blaq, what you have to talk about today?
We're gonna talk about current events, and since we were just on the pregnancy topic, I think that rolls right into Roe versus Wade, and that's some hoe ass shit, punk ass bitch.
Oh man!
Because for me, I understand pro-life. I do understand death and murder and all those different perceptions of, but that's not what we're talking about here.
Okay.
It's not about kids. It's about rights. So if you can take these rights, what else aren't you willing to take? You know what I'm saying? We're only citizens for as much as they will let us because of a law, because of a right. So if they can snatch this right, at what point when we already know they dislike us, that becomes a change of rights. They already know, well, they love gay people, but I don't even know why they're going with this, changing that, because whatever. But still, whatever you dislike, you have room to just change what you want for the sake of a political party or somebody else's understanding. That's not realistic. That's not even living a real life. At that point, we're living under somebody else's perception of what life is. And then and then why did it trickle down to all of these different things? Why? Because we changed this, why I gotta do, now that you've let me change this, now I'm gonna tell you what all the other things I'm willing to change as well. What is that? Is that a fear tactic? Because is it, just as Story said, every state gonna come to their own conclusion of what they're gonna allow and what not. So what is this? And why that much fear? That's a tremendous amount of fear.
Right.
We're in a pandemic already. What do you want? It's something way more than what our surface conversation is being had. It's more than that. Yes, we love the kids. Yeah, they should live, but we're not talking about kids and living. If you want the baby, whatever. If you don't want the baby, protect yourself however you can. However, those not 100%. So if you end up pregnant, what's your life look like? And they're not gonna have a determination on how did this happen. And we know it don't just naturally fucking happen. So if these men can make decisions based off this, what are all the other men gonna feel in the world? They could just make a decision on a woman.
So I haven't did my research on this, so I'm gonna just kind of talk off the deep end. I think about it like this. Okay, they've made that decision. And I actually just came up with this in my head. They've made the decision, all right? So think about this for a second. You make that decision. So now the decision is made. Now we got to start holding these folks accountable. So
who is these folks?
I'm talking about, I'm gonna kind of put it on the man, because I think at the end of the day, we got to put the seed in there. The women don't do that. And yes, it is focused on the woman, but men have to be a little bit more responsible and a little bit more careful. If that's not something that was talked about, planned, et cetera, et cetera. Now, I'm kind of like what Story was saying earlier about, now you just need to, it needs to be something in the law to where this man, even through this process, like, I don't know. Even through this process of, because now obviously they're saying that the woman basically has to basically keep it.
Oh,
right.
But
So
contraceptives was also on that list of things to ban.
That's what Justice Thomas, he suggested, that now we undo contraceptives and we undo same-sex marriage.
So you think that anything to do with kids?
No, I never thought of that.
But wait, but then Senator John Cornyn said that, and he's Texas senator. Now let's look at Ferguson versus Plessy versus Ferguson and Brown versus the Board of Education, which ended separate but equal segregation laws of Black people. So you got two different political people saying, now let's take the knowledge of what we did to undo this Roe versus Wade and apply it to segregation with Blacks and same-sex marriage with gays and the rights to have contraceptives to not procreate,
which would include Plan Bs and condoms.
Exactly. So
and birth control.
And excluding STDs and all this other shit.
This is not about kids.
It's weird. It's very weird.
This is about rights. They want to take rights.
Yeah, they want to take
They
rights
want to
and
create
control.
prisoners.
Right.
They want to control. But why the fuck you need so much control?
So let me ask you this. Well, I guess my question would be now is
that's
like,
the weirdest shit to me. Like,
why-
I'm getting tired of this shit.
That's why I really don't want to talk about this, but because it's deeper than politics. Now it's more so of why we're allowing other individuals to make choices,
real life choices
on billions of people.
Yeah.
Like, nah.
Yes.
I'm not allowing 10, 20 individuals to make
Mm-hmm.
ultimate decisions. First of all, they in their 60s and up. Like, they ain't gonna be here that much long anyway. I ain't trying to be funny.
Even if you look outside of that, they want to relook at all of the laws that were created to, fix the rights that they tried to take away in the first place. But let's talk about how outdated the voting system is in general. It doesn't make sense to still have this. So if we got rid of that, they couldn't do half of this.
Talk to me, DJ.
Nobody want to talk about that though.
But that's what the fuck we're talking about.
Well, because it's all up under politics. Now the reality of it is that when you get up under that umbrella, it's two umbrellas people don't want to touch: politics and religion.
Yep. And right now they're combining
and right now
to try to make it make sense.
And right now they're the two topics that need to be talked about the most.
Okay.
Religion and politics.
Okay.
Not something that I want to talk about per se, but I get it. I got enough knowledge. I got enough knowledge to talk about.
It's not really religion. It's not really religion that's the problem. It is your understanding of the religion that's the issue.
Oh, religion is a problem too.
No, listen, but hear me out though. It's not. If you're religious, that's great. But it's when you choose to pick and choose what is in your religion to push on other people that it becomes a problem. I am religious. I'm not gonna go tell somebody that they need to do this and that. That ain't my business. My business, the Lord told me I'm supposed to love everybody. That's it. That's all. That's all I got for you.
Yeah.
Everything else is supposed to be applied to myself. I'm not supposed to apply my understanding to somebody else.
Understanding.
These white men, these 67, 80-year-old white men that's pretty much at this point finna kill over, is trying to apply their understanding of religion and what that's supposed to look like and what the U.S. is supposed to look like and what women are supposed to do in general to everybody else. Apply that to your wife and your kids.
Right on.
Stay the fuck out of my business.
Right.
And that's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
You can't tell me what I'm supposed to do with my body. If I'm pregnant, that's between me and the person I'm pregnant by. If I was raped, that is my decision. If it was incest, that's just weird, but whatever. That's your decision.
They like what they like.
It should still be my decision to choose what happens. Now, I do agree. If I'm pregnant by my partner, that is a decision between the two of us. I understand that is a gray area, and that's where some of the issue happens. But other than that, how are you 70 with a penis and you told me I can't go do this?
I feel like at this point, what are their alternatives? Okay, y'all have made this decision. Y'all have made this prehistoric ass decision to let the states choose if they will ban or allow
50 years
abortions, right? So my thing is this: in theory, at the point that a woman has a child, and Dion educated me on this, they automatically put the woman's last name on there if the person is unmarried, right?
Okay.
So in theory, this now makes that this baby belongs to the woman.
They've been doing that.
Right. So my question is, y'all, the whole reason that pro-lifers started this argument was the fact that fathers don't have any rights at the
Very
point
true.
of conception.
Very true.
Okay.
My thing is this. So the mother doesn't want the baby, but daddy does. And now I have to have the baby because I don't get the option of an abortion. Should that parent now sign the contract of saying, I'm going to be the primary parent?
I think
Because you're
if
forcing
you want
her
to use
to
that
take
as
care
an
of that.
example, I would make the woman sign her rights.
Over.
Yes.
I think that's fair. I feel like, okay, cool. You're holding my body ransom because I don't want the child. Let's set it up. I don't want the child for whatever reason.
Right.
And this parent does want the child for whatever reason. Let's give you the child. Because men for years have left the woman with the child at whatever point. It doesn't have to be at the point that she has it. He could have wanted it at that point of time. And 2 years down the road, and I don't really want to do daddy shit no more.
There's plenty
And I
of
stood out.
there's plenty of men out here right now that are single parents. And
Right. I
they
get that.
get no child support.
So I feel like
amazing.
at this point, it's an opportunity to update those regulations and policies as well.
People
Y'all
are
made a
up.
decision. It
Yeah.
should be a domino effect. It shouldn't be like, now let's hop over to some other extreme
No.
shit.
Now you have
But
to
see,
you
That's
have
what
to
I
clear the
don't
whole
appreciate
board.
about it.
You
But
got to
then
clear
this
the
is-
whole board.
this
If
is
you're
right.
gonna
my
do that,
question
then you're
comes
gonna
in.
clear everything.
Yeah.
My
Yes.
question comes in, okay, so we understand that point. But now what happens when the mom doesn't want the kid and the dad doesn't want the kid and the foster care system is already what it is? It's
Mhm.
trash.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have another child in the foster care system that already has thousands of children who don't have
Well,
placement.
Pete, this is
So
where
where's is the government
Where
gonna
the
start
fix at?
funding? Yeah, are they
I'll-
funding this now?
Where's
Like,
the fix?
I tell you
Yeah,
what.
It ain't.
I tell you
We-
what. If I got two parents that
Yeah.
don't want a child, but they conceive the child together, I'm locking both of them up.
I bet you.
but
that
then you
comes
still have a
back.
kid in foster care. No matter
I
what.
do it. You still have a
But
kid
you're
in
not
foster care,
free neither,
but
though.
you're not. I'm not finna
The
let
baby
you go
locked
free.
up.
I'm not letting you go free because you're able to do that again.
Right.
You
but then-
you can do that again if you want to.
Yeah,
I
but
know
it's
people.
times.
But
I know
then-
people like that.
But then another issue comes in. Okay, now I got the mother and the father in jail, and the child in child support. Lord, the child in foster care. Now all three of them are wardens of the state at this point,
Yeah.
True.
and taxpayers have to pay for that.
True,
Which
I
they're
get it.
trying to create either way.
But the reality of it
Inflation.
is, what I'm saying is there are parents
We're
out here that
already
are
doing
doing
it.
that right
It's
now.
already happened. G.
And what's happening is the families are taking on that responsibility of the kid, which I think is still not right either. You see what I'm saying? So, but you still willy-nilly, still kicking it, still partying, still doing whatever. So no, I'm gonna take that from you.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna lock you up because you don't deserve that right to be free nilly. And you got a child that family, grandmama, auntie, uncle, whatever,
And
are
it gotta
taking
go
care of.
without because
You see what I'm saying?
I
I
found
gotta-
out that
it's
maybe
not.
they don't pay child support. If
Oh,
the kid is
how can you-
I think so.
But peep this, how can you
gotta
pay
pay
child
child
support if you
support.
don't work?
I think I
So
read
basically,
something
you're just
like that.
creating more debt.
But
No,
Another
you're
person
still
gotta go to
wait.
jail.
No, you're still gonna create a prisoner. They need more prisoners. Why you think they'll build a prison before school? Or what's up, baby?
But then I have a question: where does the line stop? Because then they'll start arguing. Okay, well, we can find a law or a reason to go ahead and push a medical intervention and take your reproductive organs because now you got a child that you didn't want to care
And that
for.
was a big
So
thing
where do you
with
draw the line?
African-American
See what?
women.
The control just keeps growing.
Yeah, that's
and
why I'm like,
growing.
my head is
Where
just
we
like,
had
where
divorce
does this?
But you know where it started? Us allowing them to do this. This what sparked that imagination. We can change these. Mind you, this is a 50-year law in
Yeah.
place. They had no idea they can change that motherfucker.
And they did it.
And
We
then
was
they
like, well,
yeah, they did. And it's like we're just having conversation about it, but it's nothing to do. There's nowhere to go. It ain't even a person to fight. You know what I'm saying? It's a corporation. We have to understand that they have a big ass plan.
Yeah.
And we know this portion of it. And because we allow this portion of it, our whole world will change.
you know who I blame? JoJo.
Sleepy Joe.
JoJo.
Oh, Biden.
There was in this case, in Joe's defense.
I blame Bernie.
Oh, hell no.
Hold on,
No.
Joe, hold on for a second. But any president's defense in this case, there's only so much they can do.
Right, but he had
Like,
the opportunity to
the-
not to veto it,
Yeah,
and
but
that's my problem.
Yeah, but it was gonna get pushed through one way or another. They basically told Joe, "Hey, we finna push this through whether you want to or whether you don't." Hey, so him vetoing it just would have bought some time, but it wasn't gonna change it. Here's the only way we're gonna change this: is in November when it's time. You got to get these. Folks out of here. That's agreeing with that, and even then, it's still gonna take some. It's gonna take some time after that. No, I don't think Callie agreed with it.
On the podcast,
I don't think Callie
for the people that's listening, I'm gonna need Texas to go ahead. What my big sis say? Hot Wheel. We need to get Hot Wheels out of there. Roll his ass on up out of there.
I don't want to make this a politician.
I'm just saying
that it's not a politician podcast, but on today's current events, politicians is fucking up.
Yeah, they dropping the ball for real.
The Roe v. Wade, that's trash. That's changing our whole world. If you can't grasp your head beyond the kid, I get the kid. Don't get me wrong. I do get what you're saying. Pro-life.
Fuck them kids. Women should have the right to make the decisions they want to make, and so should men. So in this event, if a woman has to have a kid and don't want the kid, and the man does want the kid, then he should have the damn kid. That's the point I'm making.
I do love that. I do love that, but that's not what they're putting in place. They're not putting in place anything comfortable. This is to be uncomfortable. Are
you saying fuck the present kids or fuck the kids that's not here yet?
Fuck the kids that ain't here yet.
Okay.
Like,
but you know what? Also,
at that point.
what confuses me about making this bill or really taking away this right? How, for the pro-lifers that said to give rights to the men, how is this giving rights to the men? Like, I'm really not I'm not seeing that right now.
So for the man that wants to have the kid and the woman like, no, fuck that, I'm gonna get an abortion. Because you do have women that are spiteful.
A lot of
in that way. Like, nah, I don't want no parts of you. I was just having a good time. Like, that does happen. You know,
very
from
much
Memphis, it happens a lot.
Okay.
And men want to be fathers. Some of these men have insane urges. My best friend wanted to be a dad.
Yeah.
And it's you know, some girls, it's hot girl summer. Some girls want hot girl summers.
Yeah.
My thing with that is just that, like,
give him his son.
Give him his son.
Or a daughter,
and that's
whatever.
the only good thing that could possibly happen out of this is that fathers that want to be fathers and women are taking that opportunity will have the opportunity to step up.
Okay.
But I feel like that should be government ordered. I feel like men who don't want to be fathers, but women who has to now have the baby, something should happen. Like he said, like, go to jail or something like that. Like, it has to be an alternative to this, because the decision 50 years ago that made Roe versus Wade a thing, and the decisions that was made today to now make it not a thing, you have to get it updated to the times. Because like you said, everything is outdated.
Mm-hmm.
Every single thing.
Mm-hmm. So that would be resolved. We're gonna, think amongst yourself about that Roe v. Wade. I understand why you have your shirt off though. It's hot as a bitch outside.
You want to take yours off?
No, I do not. But it is hot. So to switch the topic a bit on this kid thing, what's that about?
What's what about?
Why is it so hot outside?
So studies show science.
Is that political too?
Science.
It might be.
It is. It's science. No,
it
has nothing to do with politics. It's science. So every year that goes by, the sun, we get closer and closer to the sun. Mm-hmm. So that's why it's getting hotter.
So are we in it yet?
No, we're not in it yet. But we're getting closer and closer to the sun every year that passes.
So at the point that occurs, every year we get closer to the sun, what does that mean?
We're going to get on fire.
We're going to get hotter. It's going to get hot. We might not have a winter. Straight up.
It's just kind of like Dubai. Dubai don't have a winter at all.
Yeah.
They go to 80.
Yeah. Wow. So we might not get to that point.
It's driving me nuts.
And with the ice storms that Texas had in the last 2 years, I'm kind of all right with not having.
But you only having those for about a hot 2 or 3 weeks, and then you don't.
Nah, that's
we got a 3-week winter.
I have 3 weeks to that. That's why I feel like every time the winter ice storm happens, because I can't drive in that shit.
What? She said she had what?
3 weeks to die. I know for a fact in these 3 weeks, if something's gonna happen on the road, this could definitely happen on the road.
That will be worth it because the gas price is so high. You might as well not drive either way.
Look, this is how you combat gas prices. This is how you combat gas prices. You do what we should have been doing a long time ago. Stop kicking it so hard. Shit.
I also read something, if you get gas in the morning, it's better.
Manage your money. Manage your money.
Why?
Manage your money and stop kicking it so hard. Look, sometimes, hey, won't you come here? Come here. Come here. No, I'm good. I'm good. No, I'm gonna stay in the house today.
Yeah.
Or shoot, get you a little putt. But it doesn't make a difference. You ain't even the smallest car right now takes at least $55 to fill up.
Right.
At least. So the reality, yes. So the reality of it is that we just in a different time right now. We are about to hit another recession within the next year.
2 weeks.
It is given 2 weeks.
It is 2 weeks.
It's
So
given 2 weeks.
we're gonna hit another recession within 2023 for sure.
Yeah, we already.
The question is
I chose
what are we
mine.
doing to
Do different.
shit? What are we doing to manage it?
I'm carpooling.
At this point, I'm gonna just video call everybody. Hey, what you doing today? We
Look,
working? Okay, we work.
You
Yeah.
got to make sure everything that's around you is within a 10 to 12 mile radius.
Yeah, and I wish I had one of them apartments, the ones where you go out in the street and all the restaurants like right in front.
Oh yeah.
For real. That's downtown. But I don't want no parts of downtown.
That's okay, because I'm going to Walmart twice a month, and every
So-
2 weeks. That's it. I'm at to eat in the
Real.
house.
Hey, all my
want Chick-fil-A,
clients,
I
all
gotta
my
figure out how
clients
to
that
make
drive a distance, I appreciate y'all. I really do appreciate y'all.
I
That means y'all value working out and you value me. So I appreciate that. But on to the next.
I got a question though for y'all, because Blaq, you did bring up that I can't think the case versus the Board of Education. I heard someone say this it was 3 years ago. It was an old head, like an old Black person. They was like, integration was the downfall of Black people.
I would agree.
You would agree?
I would agree. I think we would have been better on our own. Yeah.
I've played with that for 3 years, like going back and forth, like whether I agree with that or not.
Because you got to think about it. We've invented everything. Everything.
Our sports.
We're good at everything. We've had our own towns. We've had our own everything. But because they're so thriving, they take them and build a lake and burn it down.
And that's what
Right.
gets me about that whole thing about segregation. It's like, okay, we were segregated. We had our clubs. Y'all run down with pillowcases and horses, fucking up our good time. We get our own Black Wall Street. We ain't got to be on yours. Your bum and burn
You a
that
fire
motherfucker
starter.
It's
down.
like y'all don't want us
You
to
know,
have nothing.
it's not
because y'all don't want us to be with us, y'all.
We had everything.
Yeah.
And now to put us in this
Where are we
way,
going today, Lord?
to put us in a place of seeing the world, they paint a picture that we haven't had, or that we won't be good at, or that we won't be able to get along, but we have. And we it's already been there. We've already done it. You get what I'm saying?
I feel like they've done the same thing. Like our perception of Africa is the little baby that's hungry and we need to send 15 cents. That's how they paint us here. When Africa is thriving in other areas, this is not what they show you.
They show you the one that ain't.
Yeah.
Because
So-
they showed you our hood.
However, imagine what they show them.
America don't look
You know
too
what I'm
hot
saying?
if you go
Imagine
to
the perception that they sell of us to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
It'll be sick to your stomach when you
They
realize
show-
what they think of us.
Oh, they hate us.
You get what I'm
They
saying?
hate us.
And it's not because of who we are. It's the perception that they play on us. It's the perception that they give out to us so we can play this role. We didn't know what the fuck a bad bitch was until they told us what a bad bitch was. We didn't know what a pimp was until they told us what a pimp was, what a thug is, what anything is. And then they live that savagery life and say it's what we do.
Yeah.
So when we try to say something to them, it's like, but you're the thugs. And you're the thug.
Y'all are the first.
And you're the savage. It's not that. It's almost like a mirror. Everything's a mirror. And we get so caught up on trying to fix us, because we are trying to fix us, and we can't get to real solutions because they paint a picture. They paint a picture, and it's not like we can go to every household.
Like,
we can
hey, I'm not getting
we can't do that, but we can start initiating a understanding like what we do here, and it trickles down from when we take this and I go to work and somebody say, oh, I was listening to what y'all talk about, and now we have an individual conversation, and then they can go home and have a different individual conversation, and we can plant our own picture. But when we watching social media and we watching television, or Tell a Lie, and we watching all this programming.
She called it Tell a Lie.
Tell a lie.
That's pretty good.
We're watching all these programming, and it's doing just that. It has programmed us to see us less than, see us underneath, see us little, see us vicious, see us fucking crazy when we're not. We had to teach them civilization. We had to teach them hygiene. We had to teach them math,
And this is what y'all do.
English. We had to teach
So,
all of this stuff, but then
that's
you
what y'all
learn it and you tell the world we ain't shit, that we're the animals. How?
I like it.
How? And that stuff, it only feels real because you already knew it.
I am an animal.
You knew it. And it's almost like you created an exclusion for yourself. Like, but I'm not those Black people. I'm not that Black person. It's so many different type of Black people.
Yeah.
You understand? We was talking about this. It's so many different type of Black people, and they all fucking beautiful. And they all fucking talented. And they all smart. Probably funny as fuck. All of those things. But because yours is individualized and you can't see a reflection of that on the TV or on social media, when you can't see that, you get lost in what you're showing. Because you don't have that reflection. If like when we wanted to be entrepreneurs, we had examples. You've seen a trainer that sparks your interest and said, man, I can do that and I'm gonna make this better. The same thing I did. I grew up in a shop and I watched people do shop shit, do hair, and I said, I'm gonna do hair. But when I do hair, I'm gonna do this and this because I want this type of clientele and I need them to be like this and I'm good at this, so I'm gonna stay within. I had to make those decisions by what I looked around. I can do everything. I can do everything. It's not a style I cannot figure out. But what I choose to do is what I developed for me individually, but based off what I grew up seeing. But say I didn't grow up in the shop to look around. What if I just watched BET? Who would I be now? Who would I aspire to be? Beyonce, probably.
Yeah.
I probably
What?
would want to be Beyonce or an Ashanti or something like that, but that's not even real for me. Those are just interests that I thought was beautiful and talented, and that's a Black girl doing something. And I would have fell for that because that's what you told me to.
You would have chased that dream.
And I think we all do that individually, but without that conversation, you just think, I'm just trying to figure me out. I'm just trying to live my life. They have told you how to live a life. This whole system around us we were put in it. We was told when you turn 18, you gotta learn how to pay rent. You might have to get a car because you live in Texas. Texas is big. You can't survive in Texas without a car.
Absolutely.
You gotta gas is this price and you can't change it because gas is this price. It's their price. You gotta pay their price. But I got a million ways of how you can get that. But because we on the thing, I can't tell you.
Yeah.
Can't tell you the truth. But you get what I'm saying? But this world we was put into, and we had to figure out how to coexist within it. Way before we had to figure out who we were.
Yeah. We had to figure out how to be Black in America before we could figure out how
what
to be
Black
myself.
is for me.
Yeah.
What Black girl am I?
Yeah.
You fucking told me. Every year, every school, it was like, oh no, they can't say my name, but oh no, you can't do that. Oh no, you a girl, you can't play football. Oh no, but now
and then
you told me every year how far of a Black girl I can be. But am I not designed to expand? Don't you get BBLs because I can expand? Huh? Don't we feed your babies because my breasts expand? So why the fuck I gotta stay small for your understanding? And that's what all of us. That's just my take.
Half the time,
that's my
the
take
problem.
of being a Black girl, but a Black man
it's
who
different. It's a whole different.
you can't
experience.
even learn to cry until you're grown.
No. You can't show.
You
weakness.
can't. All you taught growing up is that girl's gonna like that, and you get all the bitches, and you can get bitches, and but you ain't think about telling them what the fucking condom for.
Yep.
Huh? Or when this shit happens, like something Roe versus Wade happened, what's your responsibility? Now that you can live your royal oath.
They're not even taught how to value themselves.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you may get it as a 30 plus male, but what about those 16-year-olds that just started their royal throne? They don't understand that you can't plant a seed every few months, but you are, because you got options. You got big options. You got the All the bitches. You got bitches.
Yeah.
All the bitches. And you gonna say you're not gonna go try that out because they done made a political decision? You don't even understand politics yet.
Yeah.
Nobody ain't even told you.
They said,
you don't even know what Roe and who are those people?
What's wrong? Who is them?
What they was fighting?
You don't
block
even
they
know
from? What that is to grasp that you have a responsibility within it.
And they're not even able to talk about it in school.
You can't even say you can't.
You will get fired or you will be suspended if you want to talk about.
But that ass, I feel like it's just so.
And then you
big.
have parents who don't understand it either, so they can't tell them. They just say, "Hey, don't get her pregnant." What does that mean, though?
How not to
do your best to what?
Because their kids' questions now. Why?
Or
so
don't bring no baby.
Right.
Don't you better not bring no baby home. How do I prevent that, Mom?
Well, I was scared as fuck.
What do I do? Or how do I prevent that, Daddy? Shit, I don't know. I'm dodging the same shit.
Just don't have sex. Just don't have sex. Okay, but what about these sexual urges then?
Right.
What do I do? How do I even understand those things? We haven't even let the kids understand the stat.
Nope.
But you will also not let them understand their sexual urges or trying to figure out what the fuck sex is. But you will let them figure out their whole identity. You will let them figure out their whole sexual or what is we doing? What are we doing as people? That don't make no sense.
Yep.
That you cannot know who you are, but to make the biggest decision of your life. And that's talking just who I want to be right now at 12 and if I can have sex.
Why is sex on their mind?
Well, they kids.
That's what's advertised.
Kids won't.
But
I
if
think
we
it's
do,
more
I
so
will
now.
say.
I wasn't thinking about sex at 12. But I also think it's being displayed. It's being displayed more. So it's making them intrigued. But all of this is it's a big balance. We gotta have it's so much. There's one part that's very, very true biblically, and it says it takes a village. There's a lot of people that's involved to raise one kid. A lot of people that have to be involved.
Yeah, it should take a village.
Yes. Unfortunately, we as a village is doing a very piss poor job. Some of it is our fault, and some of it we can't control.
Because like the village is being taught by a bigger village, or no, a smaller village, and then a smaller village teaches
power. Yep.
So we can't teach our village.
The higher you go up, the more money you get. It's a smaller village.
Because the village above us done gave us curriculum on how to teach our fucking village. And then when we get off script and make something real or make your own decision, they find a way to control it. Like I made a decision to be a lesbian. So now you want to control it. But didn't you already give us our tools for our village? Why we couldn't just live? We got to pay rent already. We got to feed the village already. We got to find employment already. We already got to buy clothes because you told us we need a lot of outfits, not just one. You get what I'm saying? You need a bunch of stuff. We need to consume everything. And then we do. And then you say, now that I'm doing this, I'm doing what you asked me to do. All I want to do is wear some baggy clothes every now and then. And you tell me, nah, cause
it's a bit thuggish.
It's this and it's that and it's this and it's that. And all I thought was, I don't want nobody to see my butt. Now you told me I want to be a boy. Now you told me, oh, you finna be what a bull dagger, and you a dyke, and you're all these derogatory terms to make me hate me, dislike me, because I didn't want to be seen away. Because you already told me if you go out there looking like that, you're gonna be fast. The boy's gonna do this and that, and the boys have access to this and that. So let me try to protect me, huh? Give me a baggy shirt. Give me some pants. Oh, you can't wear those pants, girl. Cause what?
You know what? It's so crazy because like I remember as a kid being in 8th grade and not wanting to wear fitted clothes at all. I wanted to wear loose fitted clothes because I didn't want to show the structure of my body at all. And then the clothes that were bought for me was fitted. I remember literally sitting in a chair and a boy, motherfucking named Kevin, I hope that nigga watched. He looked at me and said, damn, that pussy's fat. And for me, that took my whole life away. Immediately thought that was a bad thing. It's not, ladies. But immediately at 8th grade, 13-year-old child, that was immediately the most disgusting thing that something is wrong with my body, right? So I go home and I explain why I don't want to wear dresses and skirts and shit like that. And the first thing my grandmama asked me, well, how was you sitting?
What?
You get what the fuck I'm saying? That's like the toxicity that happens to little Black girls at home who don't have control of our bodies since we're born, can't have control over what we wear. You can't wear loose fitted clothes because you look like a little boy, like she said, little bull down, you trying to be a little dyke. That was the word to me. So you buy me fitted pants, and then little boys who are not being taught at home to respect women's bodies and boundaries, hypersexualize me at this age. So now I go through life with a conflict of not wanting to expose myself at all. Mm-hmm. At all.
Because if you see something
body
like,
images
you
still
can say
not
what you
being
want.
Comfortable to be,
you can
be
do what
shown
you want
in front of people. Like to this day, I wouldn't want to work out in front of nobody because the type of pants you got to wear to make them fit, ease, breeze, and shit like that. If you're a female, they literally are designed for that, for the pooch to be sitting right there. It goes all the way around 360 and nobody ever says anything about it. Just, this is how you're supposed to be. This is how you're supposed to be living your life. And this is supposed to be okay. And to this day, as a grown ass woman, I can still recount that situation down to the name, down to the outfit I was wearing, down to me telling my teacher, who was a man, what happened, and it nothing being addressed about it. And the first thing I say with the first adult who I see, who was my hero, still to this day won't take nothing from her, was the question of how was you sitting? Because to sit with your legs spread apart, oh, you fast, oh, you smelling yourself. That thing hot, she wanted to be touched. Those are the type of shit that was told to us. Mm-hmm. And that's the type of shit that we can't get away from because to this day, we still have people telling us what to do with our bodies.
With our body. And it just gets ridiculous, man, because if we're cattle, right, we're government property. If you beat my ass and you're destructing government property.
What?
Because when I was in the military and we signed a clause that we wouldn't get tattoos and we get tattoos, you are destructing government property.
True.
So if you get to make all these damn decisions that make us government property, are you destructing government property? I mean, that could be anything. You beat me. If you have some rough sex, destructing government property? No? Yes? No?
To them, yeah.
Because I'm getting so fucking tired of this shit. At this point, we gotta find a check, ladies. We gotta figure out how we win in the situation.
And are you winning? Just because you get a check?
Right, but that's the only game we have. Honestly, we don't have access to ourselves. We can't think we're beautiful and bold and courageous. We can't even think that without you feeling like we're trying to change your perception of people. Like, what do women, what do we actually have besides what we can offer this system? More fucking kids, more work, a help. Like, what the fuck? Y'all get to live a life, honestly. Cool. And it's not like I'm making against men and women, but they not making decisions on who you can have sex and how you do sex. They're not making decisions on your organs. They're not making decisions on any, like, what? Go ahead. I
get to talk now. I've been listening. I've been processing. Sounds very good. Actually sounds very, very good. But to answer your question, you all are, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way at all.
One second, that's like the difference between a cow and a bull.
True.
A bull get to go out there and run around and destruct. A cow have to just milk and move.
Even so, that's good. I'm glad you brought that up.
I'm sorry, boy.
Eventually, they're trying to make sure that cow lives as long as they possibly can to get everything that they want out of them. Mm-hmm. But after that bull gets done turn shit up, they're going to shoot it dead. So goes to my point between women and men. This is This is where I don't, but I get it.
With black men
But this
too,
is,
though.
but this is where I,
We
and
like
this is why,
dead-ass cattle.
this is where I don't want to go, and
What?
because I believe this is where they want us to go. They want us to do this, what we're doing in a sense right now, which is go
You
man,
about to fucking get it.
black man against black woman.
No,
And I don't want to go there.
we're fighting.
The reality of it is that that's what it's designed to do. It's designed to them to say, black women to stay focused on, they want to take our reproductive, they want to do this, they want to do this to us, this to us. And it's designed for us black men to say, well, what about us? Because all they're doing is shooting us dead and not letting us allow to get jobs and putting us in jail and blah, blah, blah. So in a sense, you all are with just this one rule, you all are getting to see, in a sense, what black men been dealing with for decades. Because the reality of it is that they've been shooting us dead. They've been having a horn, or, a rope around our necks, as far as with jobs and in the system. They've been putting us in jail. These things ain't changed, and they're increasing on a daily. I don't care. I don't want to make it about black man and black woman. I want to make it more so about black man, black woman coming together to try to create some type of resolution in something that we're already fighting an uphill battle on. That's going to be hard to do because, unfortunately, black women are just going to, a lot of black women, some, let me take that back, some black women are going to focus on just their stuff. And some black men are just going to focus on their stuff. Nobody's focused on, okay.
They are treating us like cattle.
Right. But
That's
I get it. I get it.
Turned us into cattle.
But it doesn't matter until we come together. It's not going to matter.
Or a cow, there's a rancher that controls me. It doesn't matter.
Cattle.
But until the cows come together,
so say this,
and run the rancher off the road.
We need the bull to knock down the gate, and then we gonna run through it.
Yeah.
But say,
that's called running amok.
But look at this. It feels like every saying is true, right? You got all these old sayings and all that. I feel like all the sayings are true. Just shit. What's the one I was just thinking about when you was just talking? Like I just forgot to when it come back to me. But it's like who they did. They made up all of these rules. We know who made up all the rules, which is why we listening to all of these rules.
So here's the thing. So instead of us focusing on the rules, this is not a solution, but it's an option. How about we focus on more about building this village so we can fight back? Because the longer we stay focused on these rules, the more we're going to continue to keep separating ourselves. Because now the black woman is going to be like, well, I need this. We need to do this. I need this. I need this. And the black man is going to be like, well, I need this. I need to do this. I need this. I can't get no help with this. So guess what we're doing? We're just doing this. Eventually, then you're going to do exactly what they want. We're going to have all the black women over here. We're going to have all the black men over here. And we're going to be fighting each other. And they're going to be like, shit, this is the plan. This is what we wanted to do. It's going great.
Divide and conquer.
That's it. Because if they can isolate y'all, it's easy for them to beat y'all. And if they can isolate us, then it's easy for them to beat us. That's the whole plan. You gotta think bigger picture.
Way of living. Women have to be like this and have kids and take care of kids. And then they showed us, and if your man get out of line, we're gonna kill him. Basically. That is that. And out of line could be anything. If I catch him driving home, if I catch him selling something, if I catch him looking at me, if I catch him, I'm gonna kill him.
But we gotta be smarter. We gotta.
And now if you get pregnant, you'll be birthed. And that's just our world.
Yeah, but we gotta be smarter. We got to be smarter. We have to do the preventative measures either, but unfortunately, they know we're not as a whole. They know we're not. No, they know we're not going to change. They know some of those things.
What they don't know is this decision ain't going to stop their population falling.
No, it's not.
It's not going to stop the decrease.
Y'all are going extinct.
Either way, it's out of here. So all these rules to make us uncomfortable and living in the way is. But you know what? I'm tired of feeling that too. I'm tired of feeling like one day it'll stop and one day it's over with. I'm tired of feeling that too. Like, it got to be something we can stand on ourselves. You get what I'm saying? And I get precautionary situations, you know, get what I'm saying, especially with the rate that they want to shoot black men down, and that's getting life insurance, but that's the long term. You know what I'm saying? That's precautionary. How do you live your own life? How do you make your own decisions? And if they have a rule in place, how do you just live your own? You know what I'm saying? Is because we are American citizens, we have to follow these rules.
Yes.
So if we wasn't American citizens, do we have to follow these rules?
No.
Oh, well.
I mean, yes.
And
Yes.
guess what?
Yes.
There's plenty of ways not to be an American citizen and live here. But they're not going to tell you that. And they're not going to teach you that. Those are things you have to find and research. But fuck it being in the school. Go find it. We got things to do. These people are trying to control everything and every decision we make. Find your way out. Find your way out. Because your options are to be in the cattle or becoming a prisoner. And that's everything is making you become a prisoner. Like, shit, even though fucking rent heist and the mortgage heist now, people ain't gonna have a place to live. And it's illegal not to have a place to live.
That's a double standard.
What do you think they're gonna do? Round you up.
You're not supposed to be
Make
homeless,
another little.
in a sense.
This is the home prison. It's not a real prison. It's just for the people with no homes, right? But you're gonna wake up when I tell you to. You're gonna go down when I tell you to. You're gonna eat these 3 times a day. Maybe have a television. They might even give you a television in your room. Who knows? But you're going to jail. The ideal is they trying to force everybody into a prisoner state. Now, if you can survive it, great. But imagine all the people that's not.
That's true.
This is way beyond just that. And I get they got the media going on it. I'm gonna have a baby if I want a baby. You wait, all the kids need to live. I get it. But it's more than that. We're talking rights. And we're talking freedom. If that was different tomorrow, say next year they change our freedom, what conversation are we having then?
I would like to point out that America is number 20 on the ranking of quality of life. You have 19 other countries that rank higher. So those that can afford to
shit, if you can afford to keep up with this,
do something,
you can afford to change your whole situation. But it's the fear that I can't survive outside of here. It's no state that I can go to that's safe. It's no country I can go to that's safe. It's no place a black person can just be a black person. Nowhere, especially not his big ass.
He looked at you so fast.
What?
If his motherfucking ass, let's say we move to Mexico. You the biggest motherfucker in Mexico.
I hated it so bad.
You don't think it's gonna be different for you?
It's always different for me, no matter where I go.
Exactly.
It's different for me, no
But
matter
that's
where
what
I
I'm
go.
saying. I'm tired of waiting for something to change it. What is the change? What could be a change? And not just me individually, real. And I know it's tons of people that's migrating out of the States. Great. But what about those that can't live this place and can't survive this political change? Yeah, you can get into politics and go vote and go do this, but the Democrats and the Republicans got plans against us. Who you choosing? We gonna be always stuck in the same state. The best of what? 2 evils. So either way, we gotta have an evil, but we want a religious country. Papa, somebody trying to get your attention. How you do that?
I know, I see that.
How you have a
Read.
religious
Getting
country
some knowledge.
and then you want to
I was
control
getting some-
everybody? It just doesn't make sense. It's just not comfortable for me. It don't feel like living. It feels stressful. Because even back to the conversation we was having on the porch, all of this shit creates a discomfort in a place that should be happy. I've made amazing decisions for myself. I've decided everything about my life. I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I got my business. I got a great business. It's thriving. It's all of that shit. But I can't even enjoy that or be happy for myself for that because all this other shit don't show me I've done anything.
Well, I think that's a people thing. So I'm glad you brought that up. This is when you start talking about happiness, it starts within self. That's where it starts first. After that, then it's what you have around you, the people that you have around you. For the record, people are very draining. It's like mosquitoes. It's like when a mosquito bites you, it tries to suck on you for as long as it can, and then it leaves. That's a perfect terminology of people. When people come to you, they want to get as much as they can from you while they're in your chair. And then they leave. And they leave you with a bruise, with a bump, you know what I'm saying? Or they leave you with hair up under your nails, or if, from a natural standpoint, they leave you tired because you've worked on them. They leave you with an empty soul. So every day when you get home, it's like having a Tesla. You got to plug your shit up to the power source. What's your power source? Your power source might be smoking, might be having you a drink, might be vibing with your lady, might be chilling with your dogs, whatever that is. But you only get a short time of that. 6 hours in a day, you get to charge. The other 18 hours, you're getting sucked the life out of it. You feel what I'm saying? So where's the balance come in? The balance come in is two options. You can either continue to keep doing what you're doing, or you can start creating boundaries to not allow people to do that. Here's the fucked up thing about creating boundaries, being an entrepreneur. The minute you create boundaries, then now, just like I was telling you when we was on the porch, now people don't want to come to you because you're acting different, but you were supposed to be coming to me for a service. The service is for me to do your hair. But then when I come and I just come in with a tape over my mouth and just do your hair and you just leave, now you don't want to come back because you're not getting what you was getting before, which was me. I don't want to give you me anymore. I just want to give you service. But the reality of it is that even though you pay for a service, you're really paying for me,
the experience,
which is the experience. Yeah. Not knowing that every person that sits in that chair is taking a part of me, but you're getting the best experience. But you're supposed to be paying for a service, not the experience. The experience is just a bonus. How do we change that?
I don't know.
How do we change that? Because I experienced the same thing. People just don't come to me because I'm a decent trainer. Well, they come for the experience. I bring more than just, hey, do this exercise, do this exercise. This is what you should eat. This is what you shouldn't eat. I bring more to the table than just that. But if I stopped doing that extra stuff, these doors would be closed. But not knowing when I leave here at 9:30 at night, I'm drained. Yeah. I don't have anything to give to my children. I don't have anything to give to my family. I don't have anything to give to myself. I got enough hours left to go to sleep, recharge, and hope that I can come with that same energy the next day. Hope. Because that's not a promise.
But this is the plan I've made
to
provide for the system I was placed in.
True. But the reality of it is it's supposed to be something that you love doing.
It was.
And I've always told myself, if I ever stop loving this, I'll put the padlock on the door and I'll be done. That's always been my motto, and it's still my motto to this day.
Then you have to go back to the drawing board and recreate something to sustain this place that you're in.
Right. It puts me right back in a place of.
I mean, you don't ever get to stop. That's understood.
Right.
You never get to stop. You just get to.
You don't think
do
that?
Something else.
But people say, okay, when you get to that point, this is what most Black people say. Black people's solution to everything is go take a trip. You're feeling bad, go take a trip. You're feeling bad, you don't feel like yourself. You need to go take a vacation. You need to go travel. Traveling doesn't solve shit, because those same problems I had when I left, they're gonna be here when I get back. Yeah. Dummy.
It's like, go recharge yourself and come back and get into the fight.
Like,
I'm
what do you
tired of
mean?
in the fight.
The reality of it is the only way you fix it is if you change what it is. Unfortunately, if I change it the way I should change it, I'm gonna lose a lot of people. If I just came in here every day and I gave you what you paid for, then I'm gonna lose a lot of people. Because technically, I'm just supposed to give you this, but I'm giving you all of me.
Yeah,
I'm giving you every piece of me, only for you to say, "All right, Dion, I'll see you tomorrow," and only for me to say, "Damn, I need a break." See the opposite of that?
yeah.
Because what I'm giving you is recharging you. But where's my power source?
Yeah.
What's recharging me? So now I got to go find things in order to get recharged. But remind you, I still got responsibilities out of here.
Yeah.
So my plug don't go into a power source until after I'm done with everybody that I'm recharging. Whether that's mama, whether that's granny, whether that's kids, whether that's clients, whether that's friends, whether that's, basketball, with everybody that I got to recharge. I got to recharge all these people on my one battery pack. How in the hell is that going on?
That's 6 hours.
How is that going on? And peep this. I got to recharge all these people on this one battery pack and not one person say, "Hey, Dion, how you doing? Doing all right? How you feel?"
Yeah.
How you feel?
Yeah, I get it.
But this is the way certain people, I think this is the way certain people are built. It's the way certain people are built. Everybody's not built for this. And you can find some motivation and some energy in knowing that you're built for it. But sometimes, because you're human, sometimes you don't want to be built for it. Sometimes you want to do what everybody else is doing, which is take somebody else's power, plug your stuff into somebody else and take some of their energy. Sometimes you do want to do that. But unfortunately, you ain't built that way, so you can't do it. So you gotta find different solutions to do like Story said, is be able to get up and fight another day. It doesn't stop. It don't stop, yes, but it doesn't get easier either.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's never going to be a day where a leader says, "You know what, I don't feel like leading today." You know what I'm saying? And I just don't want to do that. You don't get that right. You just don't. When you're a leader, when you're an owner, when you are the person that is leading people, you don't get that responsibility.
I think, okay, so from these current events, I would, my closing statements would be, where they print the rights at. What they, yeah.
You say where they print
if you
the
don't
rights.
we don't have that right to live our own life and need breaks when we need comfortability, life and comfortability and happiness and peace. If we don't have the right to have that, where do we go get rights? Because I'm finna just go and I'm gonna go take a lot. I'm gonna get a bunch for us both. Okay, that's what the fuck I need. I need where the rights at.
I'm just saying, we live in a world full of selfish people, and unfortunately, there's not a lot of you and I. There are some out there, but there's not if there were a lot of you and I, a lot of the stuff that we have to go through in the world wouldn't be a problem, because there's so many of you and I's. So that means we all feeding off of each other. But unfortunately, there's not a lot of you and I's. There's not a lot of givers. There's just a whole lot of takers. So now the givers are being drained. And because this is the way the man above built us, we can't change it. So now we the ones that just get tired. It's a very unfortunate thing. But the reality is, I can't wake up tomorrow and decide, hey, I'm going to be a taker. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that. I'm not built that way.
I've actually prayed for that before.
You feel what I'm saying? It doesn't, that's just not who you are. I'm not a people pleaser either, though.
The man above didn't make the people that make our rules. Because I'm lost. Why are we living so much evil if it's this much love and this much
Well, because it's not that much love. We display it amongst each other, but that's not a lot of it. There's not a lot of it. You know what most people?
They want power.
Yeah, you want to know what most people that look like us are doing? Trying to figure out how to get over.
Scamming.
How to figure out how to get over. How to figure out how to cut a corner. How to figure out how to cheat the system. How to figure out how to do this, that, and the third. They ain't thinking about giving to nobody. They ain't thinking about helping nobody. They ain't thinking about pouring into their community. They ain't thinking about helping no kids. They ain't thinking about none of that. They just thinking about how can I make my next quick buck. And peep this. They the ones that live the longest. That really makes me laugh. Because it's just the way it is. Because I just get motivation off knowing that, hey, when I leave this earth, my legacy is going to live through people, like I told you. Mm-hmm. Like, that's my motivation. Not through my kids. Yes, my legacy is going to live through my kids, but there are so many other people on this earth that I touch. My legacy is going to live on forever. That's that only thing that motivates me. Other than that, I'm not motivated by money. I'm not motivated by any of those. I'm not motivated by things, houses, cars, and I'm not motivated by that. Because if I was motivated by that, then I probably wouldn't be a trainer and I wouldn't own a gym. I'd be trying to figure out how to make more money. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So I know that that's not what motivates me. Because if it did, then I'd be trying to figure out how to raise prices and do all this crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just how to get over the best way I could. Right. So I know that the purpose of me is to give back, is to pour into, but only pour into. Now I'm learning only pour into people that want to be poured into. Mm-hmm. And don't just pour into everybody. So now you got to be careful about who you pour your water into, who seeds you fertilizer. You see what I'm saying? Now you have to start having some discernment and pick and choose who you want to water their yard. Because if you don't, then you'll find yourself watering everybody's yard, but you ain't getting nothing in return. Yeah. Nothing. So you leaving your water going to eventually run out, and still people going to be asking you to get poured into, and you ain't going to have nothing to pour into.
Right. Well, I enjoyed the current events, but my closing would definitely be we deserve better. We deserve better as people. This don't feel good.
I would say, in order to live on this earth, there's a couple of things that I can think off the top of my head that you gotta have. You gotta have patience. You gotta have endurance. And you gotta have faith to run this race. That's it. Because this is a race. This is not a race to who's going to finish first. This is a race just to finish. And I think we're so caught up in trying to finish first, we forget that it's just about the finish. So I would say focus on the finish and not trying to be first. That's it.
That was good. Y'all be good. Good luck.
We out.